the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
It's one of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
I got weed pots.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of Stoned Appetit. It could be Chris's last week. We don't actually know. It's going to be a doozy. We've got a great episode for you. We're talking South Park, Casa Bonita. We're talking Kiké's opened their recent brick and mortar. We're going to recap Longmont and Rosalie's Pizza. But the big bell of the ball this episode is Chris is headed to Africa. So we will not hear from Chris, except for on the occasions where he may get Wi-Fi, in which case we will have emergency pods that could drop anytime over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
We'll find a spot.
We'll find a spot. That is for sure. That's it if you make it out alive. Those lions, oh my, I can't wait. But before we dive into this week's episode, talking all things Africa, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors of the pod. First and foremost, our friends at Ritual. We're Liddy McTitty getting ready for the concert this evening, and we wouldn't be able to do it without the rigs that our friends Patrick and the fam have for us at Ritual. Ritual is opening their brick and mortar right there across the street from next door to Joy Ride Brewery on Sheridan Boulevard. But until then, they are still the number one preferred online vape shop where you can buy all the gear, bells and whistles, no frills, whatever you may be looking for. You can head over to their website. It's www.ritual-co.com, and you can see the whole product SKU. They have everything for the smokeless smoker. If you're looking for a vaporizer, if you're looking for a way to smoke flower in a healthier combustion way, they've got you over there. If you're looking for a new dab rig, he's got you covered. If you're looking for the fancy bells and whistles accoutrements, they've got you. And if you want to see all this stuff, you can follow them on social at Ritual, RITUAL_Colorado, and see all the times they're dropping new stuff. They have different specials every week or day of the month. It's crazy stuff. Ritual's great people with great products. Speaking of great products, Chris, tell me about that grill sesh you did for us with Spade and Spoon.
Oh, dude. I mean, it was a box you brought over. What'd they have? Fingerling potatoes, steak, burgers. They gave us some bacon as well. And the best part about Spade and Spoon is it's actually a locally sourced Colorado products farmer's box. So they bring you kind of like your Blue Aprons or your Hello Freshes, but they locally source this from the same people that you're fighting with, Karen, at South Pearl or at City Park Farmers Market. You don't have to do that. They do all the heavy lifting for you. They drop that motherfucker off on your doorstep. It's a quality operation that they have going. Fresh ingredients, local produce. And you knocked it out of the park. A little Dude,
steak chimichurri, bam.
Yeah, and the best thing about it was they had that chimichurri sauce in the box, so it made for like a perfect meal. Like while they didn't have like a recipe to go with,
they did. They gave them to us, but we didn't need it for a steak. But they gave them to us, and I'll use them for the fettuccine dish that we cook in the coming days. But they even have fresh fucking pasta. Like it's meant to be cooked quick and fast, like within a couple days. So if it's dropped off on a Monday, make that your week of meals, and you can actually pick out yours. We went with the Memorial Day Grill and Chill special, and I thought it hit really well.
Yeah, it was tremendous. The cut of beef was great. The River Bear bacon.
I mean, it did, and I'm sure they gave us a promo code, but we're so really not good at this that if I find out what that promo code is, we'll share it on social media, or I'll throw it in at the end of this episode or something like that. But check out Spade and Spoon from our Colorado friends. You can support your local farmers, your local butchers, all while never having to leave the house. So you can get Liddy McTitty and just cook on your own grill, not have to spend all the money. It's pretty
perfect.
Good deal. And what better way to grill than with a quick cocktail? Shout out to our friends over at Breckenridge Distillery. It's Father's Day coming up, and what better way to splurge on a gift for Pops than give him a bottle of bourbon? After all, you are the reason he drinks. I'm the reason my parents drink or drank. So I can honestly say that it's a great gift for those that maybe still enjoy the fire water in the world. So check out our friends over at Breckenridge Distillery. There's something for everybody, from vodka, gin, rum, and then 20-plus award-winning whiskeys. And then, of course, they're up for the best craft cocktail lounge in America, courtesy of USA Today. So if you're in Breckenridge, stop by their tasting room. That's Breckenridge Distillery. Let's go, Chris. Africa. Have you taken all your malaria pills?
I haven't. There's a strict regimen. You got to take them like a day before you enter and then 7 days after you leave.
Okay, so give us the rundown. When do you actually leave? Like, you'll be in the air listening to our interview of the week this week?
Yeah.
How
100%.
long, what's your travel route?
So travel route, it's a little bit backwards, but that's because I'm meeting up with Steph's fam. But it's Colorado, San Diego, Newark, Johannesburg.
Okay, that's not too terribly bad. So, like,
no, it's just like a 5.5 hour flight from California to New York, and then from New York to Johannesburg, it's about a 15.5 hour.
Yeah, okay, so we've joked about traveling with cannabis before. We don't recommend it. It's against the law. But for those that do it, we've given instructions on how to navigate that properly. And we've also mentioned which countries we're not scared to maybe try to bring in some edibles or a cartridge. Are you scared to take some down there?
Yeah, I'm not going to risk that.
Nuh-uh, dude. Nuh-uh.
No, sir. What I will do, though, I'll probably eat some edibles
in Newark?
Yes.
And then throw them in the trash can before you leave the plane?
Exactly. And we're not talking like a low dose either. We're talking, yeah. I mean, I want to be zoinked.
You want it to be like drooling off the side of your face, where if like the in-laws ask you a question, they're like, "Don't worry, we put a helmet on him. He's okay for a couple hours."
I want to just lay on that neck pillow and just. Oh.
Did you upgrade your seat?
No, TBD. We'll see what happens with all that.
Okay.
But yeah, so I could be sitting back there with the old normal folk on a 15-hour flight. This is going to be fun.
Normal folk.
I know, but sometimes me going to South Africa is not normal.
No, that is true. And I mean, it was like me in Spanish. Friends helped out friends, and I got to enjoy that Polaris, albeit piss drunk, angry as the sun, as a fucking rattlesnake.
Yeah, but
hopefully you don't have any of those travel woes.
No, I'm so stoked. Like I can't even it's hard to comprehend. Like if you've been to like Europe once and somebody's like, "Oh, you want to go to another place in Europe?" You can have a general picture, but like here, the only reference I have is like National Geographic Channel and shit like that.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure Bourdain did something down there. But you should watch the movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage, where he snorts cocaine and gunpowder at the same time, just to get a lay of the land, see exactly how it all ticks. At the same time, we also probably need to throw out some bets. We oftentimes you use MGM, I use Barstool and FanDuel for my gambling. Gambling odds, will Chris get mauled by an animal on a safari, because you're staying in the wild for a little while, correct?
Yeah, we're going.
Give us the itinerary.
The itinerary.
Follow.
Yeah, so we're starting off. We just land in Johannesburg. That's kind of like our launching point. So we spend like maybe an afternoon there, and then we sleep, and then we head down to Victoria Falls the next day, where we spend a full day, and we're staying at this like campsite lodge area where you can like see Victoria Falls from the area, which is
I hope you have Wi-Fi so we can do we're going to be an international pod soon enough, and we have a small listenership in Europe, maybe some folks down under, but you're going to plant the flag on a whole new continent. This is going to be so cool.
I know. And then from there, we just spend a day there. Again, it's just one of those stop-off points, and then from there we get into the meat of the trip, which is like 12 days through Botswana. So we go to like 3 different camps throughout Botswana, and then we end in Cape Town. So we're going to spend like, I think 4 days in Cape Town. And so, one day we're going to go to the Cape of Good Hope. We're going to go see the penguins. Then we're going to go do a little wine country tasting.
I cannot tell you enough how much I need video footage of this whole thing. We're putting it on our YouTube page. You can find our YouTube page. It's just type in Stoned Appetite YouTube. And most of it has been our audio podcast. But when Chris comes back, we'll literally be in the new studio filming the episodes. But we'll also be doing our Canna tourism, travel guides, things of that nature. And so I implore you, record everything.
Yeah, and I think
banging penguins all the way down.
I think we'll check in when I'm in Cape Town because that's I
figured when you're on the safari, it's gonna be pretty difficult.
So right now in Cape Town, it's 10:30 at night.
Okay,
so we'll be 8 hours ahead.
Oh, we can make this happen.
Yeah.
Whenever you have Wi-Fi, just shoot over a little Zoom link. We'll do a little video, and then we will need you to upload everything to the Dropbox as well because we're going to Carmen San Diego your trip. So every time you check in, we'll be like, all right, here he is right here. It's going to be like watching the Tour de France through the website where we'll have videos and you'll be able to track Chris's movements through our social channels as well. All of this is we're going to actually, hey, Eve, I know you're not with us right now, but if you're listening to this, we're going to need you to help us do this.
You got a lot of work cut out for you. There's going to be a lot of footage.
But luckily, we're going to have a lot of studio space for you to work out of. So that's awesome. Chris, I'm so excited.
I am too.
I mentioned the gambling books because I wanted to say, here are some betting odds we have. Will Chris find drugs in Africa is plus 440. 420, excuse me, plus 420. Will Chris get mauled by an animal while on safari? Those odds are plus 22,000, which means if this does in fact happen, Chris, not only will this podcast be fucking hilarious when you return with one arm, but some folks could really get rich out there. And so if any books want to take these odds, y'all let us know. We will have Chris documenting live reporting from Africa. Are there any other bets? Will Chris get, I'm trying to think. And maybe I'll start stewing on some more and I'll throw them on Thursday's pod when you're in the air. Will Chris get food poisoning? Maybe plus 150 because the food is different over there. You know, this is a totally different beast. Like you said, the European, you can kind of play off of, old world. This is a totally different world you'll be in.
I think my micro gut biome is pretty strong these days. I think I can.
You do have a strong gut. You do have a strong gut.
I think I can take it, but you never know. There's some weird creatures over there.
So if you're saying if somebody wants to rearrange your guts, it's going to take a big creature.
It's good.
Interesting. Okay. Shout out to those on the pod that are listening. That reminds me, it's also Pride Month. Starting in June. So shout out, a big queer beer fest is going down again. I saw Call to Arms announce that they're going to be doing a thing about it as well. But we want to shout out Pride Month. That just made me think of it, so I was laughing.
Yeah, go check out our friends over at Lady Justice.
That's hands down one of my favorite. Like, I'm not a beer person, but if I am, I'll support them 12 months a year. But if you are looking to celebrate Pride Month, that's my 1A right there is Lady Justice. But I saw Call to Arms was promoting the big queer beer fest. So I just wanted to put that out there. I think it's going to be June 16th. It's a Sunday.
Okay, well, yeah, so we'll keep you posted. I'll try to do the best I can to send little updates and things.
We get it. At worst, we'll have all the footage.
Yeah, it will be an awesome pod when I get back. And then
if you get back.
If I get back. Or, if I lose a little piece of my back,
dude,
scratched off, I can live with that.
Stories from
that.
Oh my God. And maybe, do you ever think about wearing like a helmet with a GoPro just forever? Because I have thought about it, and this would be a great time for, like, the in-laws be like, Chris, what are you doing? And be like, well, content is king.
The shit doesn't write itself.
Yeah. Like, if I get mauled, I need to have it covered of like watching it from behind.
Whatever happened to the glasses?
The Google Glass it never showed out.
No.
But even like the spy glasses, you remember they kind of had like the Buddy Holly, black frames with the little camera. We need that for you to just wear them around. But I don't know. I feel like Oakley really stymied the process of like making innovative sunglasses when they came out with those shitty glasses that had the ear pods that were connected to it before we were ready for Bluetooth, because those things were mids as fuck. So I feel like since then the whole sunglass accessory game has been real hit or miss.
Yeah.
I feel like the watch has come much further than the sunglass or the Google Glass ever did.
True. Okay, so now that everybody's going to get to hear a lot about Africa when I return, let's hear about something I want to hear about, which is Kiké's.
Kiké's? I thought you were going to start with Casa Bonita. But let's talk
No,
about...
I want to hear about Kiké's first.
Kiké's food is fucking immaculate. So for those that don't know, the once historic food truck in the Highlands area has opened a brick and mortar on West 38th. I was able to actually be there on opening day. They let me hold the ribbon while they did the cutting of the ceremony.
How sweet.
That was really nice. They love you over there. I know you did your story on Chef Kiké and Cesar and the family and the team over there. They're fucking awesome. But the menu, Chris, has taken it up a notch. So, yeah, Birria ramen, great. They've added goat as a protein. So for those that want the true birria, which everybody knows is that version, they have that for you. They have their al pastores now on a spit rather than coming and like cooking it on a flat top like they were. Oh, yeah, Chris. And that's not even – they do carne asada fries now. They also have added queso dip, and it's Southern style. So it's pure white gold. It means it's thin. It's not so runny that it falls off the chip. Like it's drippy off the chip, but it still has like a white coat. It's like when you watch porn and it's like the after shot. That's what your chip looks like. It's still drippy, but it still holds.
I love that. I love that.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Shout out to Lily Adams.
But like, so that's what I don't understand about other places that try to do white queso here is like the worst thing about it is when it kind of like cools down and it's just and it sucks.
I couldn't agree more.
But that's not the case.
That is not the case here at Kiké's. Now, I will say that the chip game, I would recommend that they reach out to our friends over there at Pachitos on 44th and Tejon, if you're listening to this, because those chips are immaculate. They make those in-house. Their chips, I think they're probably just sourcing them from, U.S. Foods, Shamrock, whomever. So they hadn't gotten that far, and I'm sure they will. And as we usually say, we don't hit, grand openings. But last week we had to because those are friends of ours, people we've been supporting for years. We wanted to see their new digs. And they have a full fucking bar, Chris. Margarita samplers, fresh palomas, a salsa bar as well. So full cocktail license. I know Crush Pizza didn't succeed, but they left some keys to success there. And Kiké's having a fucking full bar. And it's family-friendly, Tuesday to Saturday, 11 to 9, Sunday, 11 to 6. They're closed on Mondays. Y'all have got to check them out. Right across from Standing Akimbo, so it's a perfect location to. And if you're a rec shopper, go hit our new friends, Emerald Fields, right next door to Bodega.
How big is the space? What kind of seating capacity?
It's about 80.
Oh, okay,
and then there's a patio too with they got some fresh flowers out there that are hanging plants.
Nice.
It's a vibe, Chris. It's a really cool vibe. And the person that did the remodel is the same person that did. This is gonna drive me crazy because someone fucking told me. Now I'm pissed.
Either way, I'm happy for those
it's
guys.
It's a really solid one.
That's a lot of work. Like it's great to see when people start out as a food truck and then keep building on their dream and then.
And you've told that story, Molly, Denise, Patty. Everyone has told the story about how they were like, I think we should keep doing this food truck or, make this a food truck and, put away some of our side like goals that we had as a family. And what they did was they bet on themselves, and so we see a little bit of us in them. They work a lot harder. Their product is 25 times better, but we couldn't be more proud of them or proud for them, happy for them. And they'll see us regularly. And the cool thing about our new job with our friends over at Emerald Fields and continuously working with Standing Akimbo is we're going to be able to do fun collabs where maybe we do $50 here, $50 there, and we start sharing the love. We'll do a one rec winner, one medical winner. Just so that more folks are getting to eat local restaurants. We're providing, we're buying gift cards from them. Everyone gets a little bit. The water wheel marketing plan.
Yes, now on to the next big scoop.
So this is the biggest thing we've ever had the pleasure of doing. So I'll tell everybody exactly what happened. So last Monday I got an email from Chef Loca's PR firm or whatever, Feed Media. Shout out to Robin, Steph, and they're very nice for including us. We don't work with PR firms very often. We're friends with Nicole and Emily And now we're friends with, Robin and Steph. But we hadn't worked with them. That was the first time we'd ever tagged that company on a social anything. But they reached out and said, "Can you shut the fuck up?" And I was like, "Yes, I can." They're like, "If you don't tell a fucking soul, we would like to include you as a member of media for opening tours of Casa Bonita." So I actually went with Jeremy, our buddy from CNN. I got to do the first tour that they did. And so they were doing sopapilla samplers and things of that nature, but you could only take pictures of certain areas, and you couldn't walk off the tour line. So you couldn't really adventure. But that all changed, Chris, and that's thanks to our friends over at Starbuds Lakeside. So we did the media tour. I didn't tell anybody I was fucking there. Ran into a bunch of people we know, like Brad Bellinger, the comedian who works with Rooster, hysterical. Saw our friends Denise from Colorado Restaurant Association, and a lot of the large media players and a couple douchebags that run other digital media firms.
It happens.
Yeah. But what happened is because of our unique, I guess, angle and how we do things, Chef Loca was like, "Kip, would you like to, or she asked, do you have any weed?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I got a little bit, but I can always get more." And so she was like, "Well, it's Matt Stone's birthday, the dude from South Park, who obviously owns part of." So she was like, I was like, "Let me go get a care package for you." So the unbelievable team at Starbuds Lakeside created a little care package for Matt and Trey to have, edibles, top shelf flour, all of these things you can get at Starbuds. I mean, I think we were smoking on Bloom County, or Bloom, Colorado. A+ flour. So it really scored some points. So I came back to the tour after the tours were done for all the media. They let me back in. I got to meet Matt and some of the South Park family and give them some weed. And they were like, "Well, do you want to come back for dinner tonight? And it's Matt's birthday. We're going to have some folks over at the fucking mega castle that is Casa Bonita." So we had dinner there Friday night. I'll talk about the food. We cannot post about it. Again, I was under strict orders. What I could post was what I could post. So I did what I could to make it, personable and fun so y'all could see the divers. And the food is, if you think Tamayo is good, you're going to fucking love this. Casa Bonita is now on that tier of food as Tamayo and Toro and all of those Americanized Mexican restaurants that you see people like, Larimer Square style foods, it's better than Los Chingones. That's easy. That's a hands down slam dunk. I'll call it now. So it's probably mid-7s is where it is. They're going to feed 5,000 people a day, Chris. Cafeteria style still remains. They have 4 or 5 entrees. They're bringing over the mole that obviously Loca has over at Cantina Loca, and at Working Class, that's Slay. They're bringing over the chicken adobo. They've brought back the taco salad from Casa Bonita.
Ooh.
It's on Decorazon levels, and if you know Decorazon's taco salad, you know what I'm fucking talking about. It's on that level. It's got a flaky shell, good lettuce ratio, so you're not feeling like you're just eating sour cream and fucking beans and meat.
Right.
In a nacho. It feels salady. So we got that. We got the mole. She brought her green chili, chili over, which I know people circle jerk about it. It's from Working Class. If you want to get a little sample of it, go try out Working Class, and you'll be prepared for the meals there. It's much better than it was, which I recall in my early tenure here in Colorado.
Yeah.
It's better than Los Chingones, it's fuck tons better than My Neighbor Felix. The drinks aren't there yet. They're still a little sweet because they all kind of start non-alcoholic and they add booze for you. So they need to kind of figure out that ratio because otherwise I'm going to have 7 fucking cavities next week.
Or Sugarfoot.
Yeah, I'm going to end up going to heaven in pieces like the rest of the diabetic community.
So quick question though, like when, and I don't know if you can answer this or not, but when you go in, do you just pay like the one price and then you choose your kind of buffet item? Like it's like a flat, like.
Yeah, and then they'll give you like the Dave & Buster's style card where you can put other bucks on it because they have an arcade and they have like actors running around and characters and like fun little booths you can like hang out in. Like,
do you have
like,
the flag that you can like raise on the
It's the same flag, Chris.
What was it? You remember that restaurant growing up, Montego Bay?
No.
The chain, you could raise a flag
No,
on there.
but obviously, Casa Bonita is what they did was they spent a fuck ton of money to make it feel like the old Casa Bonita, but without the mildew or hepatitis or giardia or whatever diseases you get.
Does it smell like a chlorine pool?
No, it smells like
Okay.
the place is so fucking big, Chris, and there's themed rooms all over, and like there's fun little like interactive kiosks. The arcade is fun. I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to be a great place to have a birthday party. They have a wait list. To get on the wait list, it's actually sold out or reached its maximum. And so what they'll do is they're going to reach out to those, let's say 200,000 people, 500,000 people that signed up. By the way, they have your information now, and you're going to get bombarded with bullshit. They probably are going to harvest your data as well and sell your information. But, I mean, that's what everybody does. So don't forget to sign up for our newsletter because we don't. But
We don't know how.
yeah, if somebody wants to, whatever. Anyways, so they're going to churn and burn 5,000 people a day, but they're making food for 5,000 people, and it doesn't suck. So that's the biggest quality. If the food was a 3 before, it's a 7.5 now.
And they're treating their staff really well.
Everything I've heard, everyone there was eager, smiling, happy. It wasn't like Disney World where like your parents are held captive in the back and you better perform. It was like hey, is there anything else I can do for you? Do you want me to do something? Be like, no. They would literally go take a piss for you if the science allowed it, Chris. That's how accommodating they are. The lines move quickly. They've got a new little kiosk system. And it's fun. Like, it's fun for the time being. They have for those that remember the puppets, the puppets will be back in action again. You could hear the dogs; they're fired up about it. But that pretty much recaps it. We've hit our 30-minute mark. We've touched on everything. Chris is going to Africa. Kiké's is open. Casa Bonita is not fucking open, but somehow Kip got in thanks to our friends at Starbuds. Anything we're missing?
Nope, but the next time you will hear from me is possibly from around the globe.
Did you buy a bunch of khaki clothing to blend in?
So I'm taking some of my hiking shorts, and then I got the UPF style, fly fishing shirts you got to have.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a scorcher down there.
What's the temps like?
I was checking out the 10-day forecast, and it looks like we're getting into the 90s during the day.
It's not probably that. I mean, you grew up in Alabama.
True.
That's 90s.
I think the
May
mosquitoes
as well.
may hit different down there, though.
Dude, you're not lying. You're going to be tennis racketing some animals.
But I'm gonna get footage of all the camps we stay at, everything, all for you.
Yeah, I need footage of if you have a funny looking pooper. I need you. If your bowel movement looks odd, I need pictures.
Maybe I'll bring you back a bottle of wine from Big Easy.
I need footage. You bring me a wine. I'll drink your wine. 'Cause I know you and Steph will bring back your own. So I'm not worried if you bring me wine. I'll drink yours. I need footage of everything.
Got you. I'm there for you.
I mean,
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, y'all. So be following along. We'll share Chris's post, C.E. Byard. We're going to have a lot of fun. But we wish you the best, Chris. And if any gambling account wants to take the odds on Chris buying drugs, getting mauled, food poisoning was the third one. And should we have a fourth one?
What if I find a diamond?
Oh, man. What? Oh. Well, nowadays, Chris, if you
TIA.
Yeah. What is TIA?
This is Africa? Have you not seen Blood Diamond? Jesus Christ.
I have, but I don't know its fucking acronyms that casually. Yeah. Thanks in advance.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's get out of here.
We're going to have to work on. Hey, what does TNA stand for?
TIA, this is Africa?
No, what does TNA stand for?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, until next week, we want to say stay high, stay happy.
Visit Africa.
Cheers.